Structured scenario analysis has a multiple layer structure to organize a scenario. On top, there are scenario lines that can be either a risk type, business entity, or any other type. Then scenario lines may open into multiple scenarios per scenario line that could be referred to more specific risk categories or more specific business units. They can be classified under any criteria, division, segment, no matter what. Then a scenario open into each answer per participating expert. We can view the answers per expert in the progress menu. In the progress menu, all the answers of the different experts can be seen, and one can enter them to see how they are doing. There is an answer thread, so you can track different iterations with the central scenario analysis team, providing with full traceability. In this questionnaire, you can visualize what were the answers for the loss estimate or the mitigation analysis or the risk and reward or any other answer. Creating a new scenario with a customized questionnaire is a simple process. The user may choose to use a specific template to preset some of the questions. The scenario can be mapped to multiple properties such as risk type 1, risk type 2, etc. and also some other mappings regarding the request, the macroeconomic scenario type, or any other as defined by the user. Then the user decides what are the elements that are going into the questionnaire for the expert. It can be, you can include support data, dependency factors, loss estimates, or mitigation and insurance. Any of these elements can be answered individually or in a workshop. If answered in a workshop, the tool asks for a date and time and a duration, and also a location. Then there is the possibility to define reminders for those non-respondent experts. The date, the time, the duration, and the location will be included into the invitation email. The template includes some questions by default. However, additional questions may be added by just writing and then selecting what type of question and then clicking on the button. Similarly, the existing questions can be either edited or they can be deleted from the original template. Then the user may set up the different loss estimate questions. These can be also customized together with their seed values. You can either delete questions or add questions to the questionnaire in terms of loss estimates. Dependency factor structure can also be customized to the scenario requirements. For instance, we can edit any of these or we can actually delete it if required. In the same way, the support data can be selected based on tables existing linked to the tool. For instance, here we could select filters over different criteria and decide which data to show. At any time, the user may check how the form will be seen by the expert by clicking in form, and then we'll get into the several different tabs to review how this is looking like. Once all the experts have submitted their answer, then the answers from the different experts are aggregated into a single answer. The answer can be viewed even from the aggregation without the need to go into individual answers. Here we'll show the score obtained by the expert in the seed questions and the override performed over them. then we can see here what are the aggregated answers before and after the mitigation. At any time, we can calculate what is the resultant operational risk loss. By clicking on calculate, it launches the Monte Carlo fitting process and Monte Carlo simulation automatically. This is performed in JavaScript in the browser, which means that it won't collapse the central server regardless of how many people actually launch simultaneously this. Once the simulation has finished, it is possible to analyze the risk profiles before and after mitigation. If an override over the aggregated process has been introduced, it needs to be documented. Finally, once we have this, we can go into the risk and reward analysis. The risk and reward analysis allows to evaluate the net present value of the introduction of action plans or insurance programs. Once we have defined all the cost and different characteristics, we can press into calculate, and it will be calculated the net present value given the savings in expected loss and capital cost. And it provides us with the result of this analysis. It's going to tell us how much net present value is added with this action plan. It also allows us to compare the different risk profiles, and it also compares the introduction of mitigation of insurance programs as well. At any time, it's possible to invite additional participants. We can define how many participants are we going to invite, or we can actually collect the people from existing file and load it. We can decide to include the ICS file that will get this invitation, this process into the calendar, and customize the message. Also, it is possible to allow the Monte Carlo simulation or the analytics or not allow them, and also to change who is the facilitator of the scenario. The tool is highly configurable, has multiple parameters that can be configured, including the different analytics and percentiles of the distribution to be analyzed, the diversification benefits, the capital percentile for the calculation, discount rate, etc. Then we can also manage countries or support template, data support templates, all the connection with different GRC tools, manual files uploads, question combos, modeling period, currency segments, anything is configurable in structured scenario analysis.